Hi, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with the state of the market video. Today is July 18th, 2020. Before we get started, this video is for educational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security, and I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. Also, if you enjoy these videos, please like and subscribe to the channel. All right, so we start off with the SPX, and I'm going to go ahead and shut off all the drawings and all the other pieces and just leave moving averages. And you see we have 9-day EMA, 23, 65, and the 200-day moving average. Simple. So what is this showing us? This is showing us that we are in an uptrend. So there's going to be volatility, right? Always going to be volatility going on, and you'll see it in the fastest moving averages right here. Boom, volatility. And as you get to a longer time frame, it smooths out the moving average. So the 65-day EMA has much less volatility in it than the 9-day. And the 200, you could almost not even see the volatility, just curves in it, right? Well, if you look at the moving averages at this point, they are all moving higher. Even this 200-day is trending higher. So the point is, volatility is going to happen, and we are in an uptrend. So if we're in an uptrend, I think that these little rough days and rough patches, let's put on volume 2 right here. These rough patches, like right here, that was an ugly day this week. They're going to happen. They're going to happen. But the market recovered, and it is now trying to rotate up. And I think challenging, or at least getting back to all-time highs is the likely scenario. All right, QQQ. Same thing. If keep all the drawings off, I mean, strong uptrend, right? Much stronger than SPX by far, which we knew. This is a little jiggle. Nothing is crossing. Everything is nice and spread out. Everything is moving higher upwards. That's exactly what you want to see. This was this huge dip. Boom. The 200-day barely even budged. It never turned down. That was something that was really interesting. IWM, the weakest of the bunch. Now, if you look at IWM, sorry about that. Here we go. The 200-day is declining. Now, the shorter moving averages are moving higher, but the 200-day is declining. It's the weakest of the bunch. It looks, look, it's been declining, from 2018, this was okay in 2019. It was an incline, and boom, now we're declining again. And all these moving averages are now aligned below it, right? They're trying to get back above, and maybe next week they do, and then this can kind of stabilize. But as of right now, why be involved in the IWM when it's just weaker than the other ones, right? I mean, we're going for strength. And this one's, not that it's not starting to turn around. It may be, right? It's trying, but it's weaker, and it's been weaker for a while. All right, let's keep moving. Let's look at Dow Jones. We haven't looked at this one in a couple weeks. So it's right back to an important area, and we like to see this get above. But like the IWM, it's the 200 days trending down. I'm going to start shutting off some of these moving averages. Actually, you know what? Let's just do that one last time so you can see what I mean. It looks very much like IWM. If we can get these averages above, right, and this start turn around, that could be a difference maker, but not right now. All right, so let's get all that back and shut off most of these moving averages. We'll keep the 23-day EMA. Looking at some individual, here is the financials, a big component of IWM, and it's kind of meandering out there. A lot of earnings this past week. It is above the average volume weighted price from the peak and the trough over here of this move. So maybe it can start to have a chance. Maybe it can start to outperform. We'll be watching it. I don't think it's done anything yet, but even on the down day, which was down 0.83%, it was on much lower volume. So I think that's a take notice thing. With a lot of the major earnings reports for these companies, of the big boys at least, out of the way, this has a chance, I think. But we'll be watching that one. And here's semiconductors. Semiconductors consolidating at all-time highs. Nothing better than that. I mean, there's no reason to think that we're going to get some big swoon right now in the market, right? Semiconductors are just chugging along. Had a big move, consolidation. I mean, it's just stair-stepping higher. I think the 170-ish area, I think that's going to be the first interesting area. And maybe we'll see more consolidation there. We'll see. Looking at lumber moved up. We said this is the area that was really important, that had a hold. It did, consolidated right above it, and boom. Now we're moving back up. Everything looks really good. I don't see much in the way of it getting back into this potential area here. If it does continue higher, again, it's just really nice for the indicator for the indexes, and it's working. It's moving higher. There's nothing negative about that. And look at home builders. Speaking of lumber, look at this on a longer term basis, man. How good this looks. Here's a weekly chart of home builders. Back in 2006, that's where the problems really started. Came down, tested that area, the $46, $47 area. 2018 came down, false breakout right here. Earlier this year, came down, right back up to this area, right? It's at 47.06 right now. That is really interesting. So home builders are definitely something to watch. Look at the volume coming in too. Really nice. This is a weekly chart, of course. So the daily, you got a cup. Maybe this is your handle. Maybe there's a breakout. Maybe some people want to wait till it gets above 50. That's reasonable, but I think this historically has been the really important area. That's the less likely important area. So we'll see what happens. Maybe one more back test, fill this gap, making a higher low here, letting the 23-day EMA catch up. That may be something that would be reasonable. And then for it to rotate back up, we'll see. But with wood going up like that, it shows that there's demand. And if there's demand for wood, chances are the home builders are building lots of houses. And I think that's a reasonable theory going on here. And as long as we, again, I would love to see just a little back and fill right here, and then the breakout. I mean, let's see, from here to here, it moved roughly 8-9%. Okay, so, I mean, that's not a huge number, but it's still something. So let it come back, break out. Would love that. All right, but moving on. Let's look at the value line geometric index, measure of breadth. Yeah, looks good. Came back, kind of now is rotating back up. Everything looks good right there. SPX TLT, are we bullish or bearish? Big move up, sideways consolidation. As of right now, let's get the volume off of here too. As of right now, just consolidating above my key moving average. So that's, still in a bullish scenario. Credit spreads. started to tighten again, which is good. Again, this is the area I want to see it take out, but it's below a declining 23-day EMA. So the trend is that it's going to be moving lower. We'll see. It looks like a rotation down is starting to take place in that. So that's a positive news, right? Put call ratio. Okay, so this is in the frothy area, right? I consider anything over, anything under 0.6 frothy, but like you can see here, things can stay in that frothy area for a while. This is a better signal in this area, obviously. Things can stay frothy for a while. So that doesn't concern me. I expect it to chop around here for a while, and we'll see what happens. So it is frothy. This is let me see. This is the market is never going down area, right? So we could see some pullback, some contractions, some fear in the market a little bit, because right now there isn't much fear. That would be all part of it, so we'll see. Moving on to copper gold ratios. And we have it. It's a beautiful, when we were down here, we were concerned. We said we want to see it back up here. It got back up there. So great. That's the first level. Let's see if we can get back above this level. Again, going to a weekly chart, you can see why these levels were important, right? Here's your 2009 low in this ratio. And back in 2016, this was this low, right? So now we're above those two really important areas. So I consider this a false breakdown. And again, goes with that home builder theme with copper copper outperforming gold. I think that there's a risk on, it's a risk on market, period. Let's look at the VIX. So the VIX, again, it's not something that I trade off of, but I do like to watch it and just to see what more of a sentiment indicator. And I like it below 24.5, 25. And we're coming down. We're 25.7. It'd be nice to see if it could get below this green line that I have printed here. But for such a choppy, volatile market this week, this is not bad. It's still trending down, right? That's a weekly. Let me change it to a daily so make it look a little better. Yeah, there's your chop in the market right there, but it's coming right back down. So I think that if we can get below this, 25, 24.5 area, I think that would also be the very bullish scenario. And we're heading that way. 23-day EMA is moving down. Everything is looking good. So coming back to the QQQ, we're in an uptrend. That's the answer. There's going to be volatility until this 23-day EMA is broken, until I start seeing some crosses with some of these other EMAs, right? There's your 9-day, there's a 65-day, pretty far off right now. I'm not really worried about this market. I think we're in an uptrend. If price starts to break below, especially these two moving averages, that would change my mind potentially. This is the big level right here, right? This was the breakout level from earlier this year, and came back, retested, and now is moving higher. So this just looks like consolidation within the context of an uptrend. And that's what I got for you this week. Hope this was helpful. Hope you all trade well this week and stay safe out there. And again, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I do appreciate all of your support. Take care.